parents, and welcome to E2.
Hopefully this will be a place you and your child will never forget.
Here your children will be able to blossom into mature young adults. Let's learn more about the E2 environment with Miss Bernita.
Annette reporting live with Miss Bernita. Hello, Miss Bernita.
Hello, Lynette. It's nice to see you today.
What kind of atmosphere does E2 provide?
I think E2 is a campus where you can have a great learning experience and also where you can have an opportunity to interact with your peers, and that way you can have your learning can be not only an individual thing but a group thing.
How do you handle bullying at this campus?
Well, we don't tolerate bullying at all. Bullying is harmful and can be very unsafe for young people. So we do discourage bullying, and we do have a very intensive anti-bullying rubric.
What makes the E2 campus different from all the other campuses?
Well, first of all, it's different because it has me as director here. And we are a satellite. We are away from the rest of the campus. We have the second largest campus among the Villa campuses. We have 165 students here and 20 staff, and I think that we really work hard to become a great team.
Thank you. This is Lynette, live with Miss Bernita.
The 4th through 6th grade offers many fun experiences, starting with a great education. Let's turn over to Megan with Miss Shannon for math.
Reporting live with Miss Shannon. Hi, Miss Shannon.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great.
What is different about Montessori math?
Well, the key difference is that we are able to follow each child. So whether you are in long division or you're working on algebra, each child focuses on what area they're at that point. And then the other difference is that we use materials to teach the concepts, because Maria Montessori believed that a child needed to understand math concepts concretely before they abstracted that information. So from a very young age, students are using the materials and understanding how a process works. Coming up with different formulas through manipulatives is also a really important part of the math curriculum. After they have understood it concretely, then we take them and they're able to kind of come up with how they're able to complete the process abstractly. So that's the big difference.
How are the teaching methods of Montessori math different from public schools?
I think overall the difference is that we do offer each child a variety of different workspaces so that they feel most comfortable. And in a lot of ways we are a guide to each child, and truly what you may be doing in math is going to be very different than what Dash or Thea, what any of the kids in your class will be doing. And so it's a little different because instead of all of you working from one workbook and kind of doing the same problems, in Montessori math, all of you are at different places. And we really strive to honor each of you and to make sure that we're pushing you as hard as we can to make sure that you're being challenged.
Will you please explain the Montessori Mark Powell cards?
The Mark Powell cards are small yellow cards that follow the Montessori math curriculum, and they are just a really great resource for us when we assign follow-ups for you guys or we need a resource for problem sets. The nice thing about it is the Mark Powell cards are based on the Montessori curriculum. So there are different things on there like the square root of a quadrinomial, wherein if you were to go to a public school for a resource, they wouldn't have that. So that's the difference between Mark Powell cards and maybe a workbook. But you guys do use those Mark Powell cards to help you progress as you guys go along in your math curriculum.
Thank you, Ms. Shannon.
Thank you.
Turn to Lynette for science.
Annette reporting live from Villa News. How does the science program work?
The science program starts out with a series of lessons that I give in each of the classrooms. Once those lessons have taken place, the children are allowed to come to the Science Center in order to either follow up on a lesson that I may have given, they may follow up on the Montessori science lessons that they get in the regular classroom, or they may choose to another science to work on. The Science Center is open most days from 9 until 11:30 and then from 1 until 2:45. And so the children have an opportunity to come and go as they feel they need to work on a science project. Now this is a supplement to what goes on in normal Montessori science lessons. This is in addition to that.
What kinds of experiments do the kids get to participate in?
The kids get to work with many different types of science and engineering opportunities. We have a large section of simple machines and engineering opportunities. They can dissect electronics, figure out how they work. They can work with electricity and magnets and different alternatives for energy. They also work with a botany. There are some plants and things, experiments that we do with that. There's a hydroponic garden that we usually get going every year. We have lots of materials for the human body. We have a few microscopes. Just about anything goes as long as it's good solid work.
Thank you for your time, Miss Chris. This is Lynette reporting live with Miss. At E2, the kids can also have the privilege to experience their first overnight trip. So here's Anna and Miss
Reporting live from Mercedes. Hi, Mercedes. What fun overnight trips do the 4th through 6th graders get to engage in?
Well, we have some superb trips that we go on. 4th grade students get to go to Prescott, and they go to Pine Rock, and they engage in bouldering and ropes courses, and they have a fun overnight trip. 5th grade students get to go to Astro Camp in Idlewild, California, and they learn about astronomy and space shuttles and rockets, and they also do a high ropes course while they're there, which is a lot of fun, and they stay 2 nights. And 6th grade students get to go to Catalina Island, which is off the coast of Los Angeles, and they go for 3 nights, and they do snorkeling and kayaking and hiking, and they look in tidalways, in tide pools, sea creatures, and that is a lot of fun as well.
How are our overnight trips different from other schools?
Our overnight trips are different from other schools because we focus a lot on community building and education prior to going to the field trip so that students are prepared for what they're going to learn. And we just make it a fun experience because we promote everyone to work together and get along while they're there, so it just makes a fun, fabulous time.
What kind of atmosphere does E2 provide?
Elementary 2 provides an atmosphere for students to become more independent, to have more friends, and to focus on using their friends in their education and being less reliant on a teacher. So elementary 2 students, the environment is that they are able to focus more on their own education and become the co-creators in their education, rather than a teacher telling them everything that they have to learn.
Thank you, Miss Amy, for your time.
You are welcome. Thank you.
This is Anna reporting live from the E2 campus. Let's go to Bailey with Miss Stephanie for
Reporting
culture.
live with Miss Stephanie.
Hi.
Let's get started. Tell me about the cultural program that 4th through 6th graders get to engage in.
Well, here at Villa, we like to have a really big cultural program, and we integrate history, biology, and science throughout our whole curriculum. So for this year, what we are learning about is the vital functions of animals and animal classification, and then also we started with the Renaissance, and it can go all the way through to American history.
Okay. What types of cultural works do the kids enjoy best?
What I have noticed is that the kids really enjoy doing really big works with groups of people and being able to go more in depth on each subject area.
What's the biggest cultural event that you do for each kid?
Well, every year we have a big cultural fair at the end. So this year we're doing a science fair, and then we also do a Great Lives Fair and then art history fairs as well.
Okay. That is nice report, Miss Stephanie.
Although E2 has many great opportunities, it wouldn't be a real-life school without homework. Let's turn to Anna and Miss Chris.
Anna reporting live with Miss Christie. What are the kids going to do for homework?
Next year, the students are going to do Saxon math, and which they do half of a problem set, and they're also going to do reading each night for 20 to 30 minutes. And then if they, some of the teachers do weekend writing about once or twice a month, where they finish up a piece of writing over the weekend.
Please explain Saxon. What are Saxon?
Saxon is a company that we use for the homework. It's a textbook, and basically they place into a specific book so that it's reviewed, and they do half of a problem set each night in order to kind of practice the concepts that they've been learning in class.
How do book talks work?
A book talk is a way of talking about the book that you just read in a really short summary. They're usually like 1 to 3 minutes, and usually you end by saying who you would recommend the book to or what you liked about it or something like that.
This is Anna reporting live. Thank you, Miss Christie.
So now to Bailey and Miss Willa for special.
Reporting live with Miss Willa. Hello. What types of activities do the 4th through 6th graders get to participate in?
All of our 4th, 5th, and 6th graders get to participate in 5 different specials. They are Odyssey of the Mind, ceramics, music, band, and PE.
What's different about our specials program and other schools' specials program?
I really like our specials program because the class sizes are a lot smaller. For instance, at a lot of other schools, the entire 4th grade would be taking PE at the same time, or the entire 4th grade would be doing Odyssey of the Mind at the same time. But for us, we split the each grade in half so that we don't have so many kids taking so many of the
education the specials provide for the kids.
Well, it depends on what class they're doing. Obviously, PE, they get to learn a lot of fun different games. They get to learn the rules of, say, foursquare basketball. But I think all of the specials really encourage the kids to interact and with each other, also, within their classrooms, but also within their whole campus community. Because a lot of our specials classes, we mingle with other classrooms, and a lot of times in other schools you don't get to see that. It's like art is only for,
This is Bailey, live at E2.
Let's check out the grammar experience with Miss Letitia at E2.
This is Annette reporting live from the E2 campus with Miss Letitia. Can you tell us about the grammar program?
Yes, the grammar program here at E2 is a really unique one. It stems from the E1 curriculum, where they focus a lot on the parts of speech. Here at E2, we kind of review the parts of speech, but really dig in deeper, where the kids really learn the jobs of each part of speech. And then they incorporate that with beginning to dive into sentence analysis and diagramming sentences.
How is Montessori writing different from other schools' writing programs?
The writing here at Montessori is unique because they show their writing samples in many different ways. We have writing workshops, sometimes daily, sometimes weekly, where the kids focus on a certain type of writing. They also get to showcase their writing within their grammar follow-up. So we try to incorporate grammar and reading into our writing program. So a lot of the students' writing samples are based off of whatever follow-up work they're doing from their previous.
How do students get to showcase their writing work?
Showcasing here is different amongst each class. Some classes do it where the students can share their writing samples with their classmates, and the students get to give feedback. We also do cafe writing, which we share between teachers. The students get to break up into small groups and read their writing, and they get to hear.
This is Annette reporting live from the E2 campus.
We hope you all enjoyed E2 News.
And we hope you enjoy E2.
Thank you for watching E2 News.